Hello from me, David Foster in Doha. These are the main stories on Al Jazeera. The Nigerian government says calm's been restored to the country's northeast following 2 days of violence, which have left more than 100 people dead. An armed group known as Boko Haram wants to introduce Islamic law to the region and bring an end to Western-style education. There's been more violence in Somalia as Islamist fighters continue to attack African Union peacekeepers. At least 18 people were killed in the latest fighting in the capital. Meanwhile, the opposition group Hizbul Islam, an ally of al-Shabaab, says it's going to set up an alternative administration in areas which it controls in Mogadishu.
Since the Mujahideen have made some huge victories in the last few days and have stayed in the city for a while, the party has decided to form a new administration that provides services the civilians need.
School's out for summer right now in the Middle East, but in Gaza that break could stretch way past the time that children should return in September. The United Nations has reported on the devastation which Israel's blockade and military offensive have had on the education system there, as Ayman Mohadim will explain.
Well, the rubble that's behind me was at one point the American School of Gaza, one of the more private and prestigious schools here. It was one of the 18 schools that was completely destroyed during Israel's military operation back in December and January. More than 280 schools were also partially damaged, including kindergartens, affecting tens of thousands of students. Now, speaking earlier, UN officials and aid workers have warned that the education system here really is on the verge of collapse because of the blockade and siege that has been imposed on Gaza, as well as the damage and destruction caused by Israel's war. Here's what they had to say.
The impact, however, of the blockade has further sent the fledgling education system in a downward spiral. And when we talk of education, we talk of all social sectors of Gaza. The education system is in a way our looking glass, and we focus on it today because it's an opportunity to home in on one sector, but it speaks for all.
And you can find the latest on all those stories and more at aljazeera.net/English. Thanks for watching. Bye-bye.